Alright, so where are my helpers? My helpers can come around here.
I also want the
No,
bearing
it's
test.
me, Green, and Pennington.
I
want the bearing test.
So did I. Oh. I want a bearing test too.
Alright, so
Yeah, I did.
You were out.
the first thing we're going to do, listen up, it's
Yeah, you
final.
did.
No, I didn't.
Guys, quiet down.
I passed the bearing test. It took a while for me to try to get anything. In fact, I remember I gave her a headache and she got angry at me.
Actually, I had a headache for a while.
So, one of the first things we're
I
going to
didn't
do.
She broke her bearing.
I did not get angry at him.
She broke it.
Alright, so we're going to warm this. We're going to take this water over. I need one of you guys, one of my helpers.
I want to do the elephant toothpaste. I did.
Okay, come over here real quick.
There's the one that like shoots up.
What did we say happens if I want chemical reactions to go faster?
Oh, I want to do this one. Too bad it's mine. Just because you're taller doesn't mean I can overpower you. Oh shit!
I'm sort of sad I didn't get to go to reading food coloring. Said no one ever. Salt. Water. Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's alright. Sure people do that all the
That's on
time.
Instagram. You said you can post it on it. You can post this on your Instagram.
So, do I have to stay over here?
No. We're going to go back and you're going to grab it this time. Alright, so.
You've got it on the burner. Hi.
Okay, so. One of the first things we're going to do. Where's one of my helpers? Hold on, man. Okay, spread out just a little bit so we're all crammed in.
I got my own spot.
I'm not recording now.
Alright, so one of my helpers. Who is the group that actually won? Okay, great. What I want you to do, go ahead and pour some of this water in until we get to about right here. About 100.
What's this stuff?
Hold on, you're going to get to it.
I got checked out now.
Not yet. I'm trying to
Alright,
record.
listen up. So, what we're going to do here, go a little What we're going to do here is every chemical.
So is this stop?
Now go ahead and go up to the next one. Go up to the next
The
one.
100's right here where it says 100.
Okay,
The 100's right here where it says 100.
there you go, that'll work. Okay, so, listen up. This here is distilled water. When you're doing lab stuff, you want to use distilled water as
Because
much
it
as
has
you can.
absolutely nothing in it.
There's nothing in it. Your water that you drink has stuff in it. It has
Should I try
fluoride
this?
and things like that.
sort of
So
wanna
they can
try
actually affect. Okay? Now, distilled water, because it has nothing, listen up. Distilled water, because it has nothing in it, no vitamins, no anything, everything in there has been boiled out of it. If you drink this for too long, like if you drink this for
It
weeks
can
and weeks,
poison you.
it's actually bad for you. It has no nutrients to actually help you
So
out.
my brother can die from it?
It's not gonna actually give you water like drinking normal water will.
So you get dehydrated?
Yeah, pretty much. Now, so here's the deal. Everything we have, every substance up there has various levels of reactivity. Reactivity is the ability for something to react, how much it wants to react with another object, okay, another substance. Now, in this here, this blue powder here, okay, this is copper 2 sulfate. So this powder here actually is a copper ion mixed with the sulfate polyatomic ion. Now the copper, it's got a reactivity rate, okay? But aluminum foil is more reactive. So what we're going to do, great. Go ahead and take about a spoonful of this, and I want you to put it in there.
Don't taste it.
Don't eat it.
Wait, why does it have a skull on the back?
That's a little
Stop.
just a little.
Eat it. Just don't ever
Eat it.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
What?
Put it in there. Go ahead and put it in there. Go ahead and stir it up.
Oh, is this the one that like changes colors?
Whoa, it turned blue!
Kind of.
It's actually not even stirring up. I've only dealt with it already in solution. The powder thing's new.
Guys, it turned blue. It actually turned blue.
Now it is blue. Now listen up. It is currently blue because of the fact that it is that blue is the copper. That's the copper mixed in with the sulfate. So
My
it's blue.
phone is over. My camera broke.
Is it gonna like change colors like in that video?
Hold on. Okay, so now inside of here, listen up. Inside of here, floating around inside of this blue, that blue is the copper, and it's in a solution right there. Okay, so it's in there just hanging out, attached to that the sulfate polyatomic ion.
Why does it smell like it's
Now, this aluminum's more reactive, which means the aluminum actually wants to hang out with the sulfate ion even more than the copper does. So,
clingy?
so Pennington, go ahead and you'll put this in.
Just
Drop it in there.
Yep, just go ahead and drop it in.
Kobe!
I'd miss.
And then get
and
benched.
then go ahead and like, get it underneath there. Use the spoon to sort of dunk it under there.
What's happening?
Okay, go ahead and leave it like
The
that.
tinfoil turned blue.
Now, notice while we're doing this, the reaction's not all that extreme right now. There's not a whole lot going on. Right? There's a couple ways we can get a reaction going, right?
You can make a heat it up.
We can heat it up, or I can add a catalyst in, which brings that energy level down.
Wait, isn't that going to heat up because it's tinfoil?
It is. Well, it's going to heat up because of the chemical reaction in it.
Like that thing over there. It's
We're
gonna
going to
turn
put a little bit of
green.
salt in there.
If it actually turns green, I'm gonna get scared.
What would happen with the salt in there?
Like yellow.
So the salt is going to act like the salt should act.
Is it gonna blow?
Now,
Uh-huh.
it's not going to blow, but it is going to start to bubble.
Oh, for real? I don't
Yep,
think
see
you
it?
want to touch it.
I see bubbles.
Okay,
Oh,
now
I see bubbles. It's turning like black.
it's turning brown because what is happening,
It's just dying slowly.
as you look at it, what's happening right now is that brown is copper. The aluminum is now going
how you
into
make
solution, and the copper is coming out, taking its place. Now don't stick your heads over it. Look at it from the
A
sides.
penny.
Can I come over there?
Yes, watch. Let people come over here. Go-
did?
I'm going to put this here.
Okay, I'm over.
No, it's not. That's just the salt in there causing the reaction.
I passed my burn test.
Is anyone taking a video?
I am.
What if we drop the
Mason.
Spider-Man?
Let's go turn into a
So
girl.
right now, no, that's copper. That-
Spider-Man
this
is
is
there.
this is copper, just like your pennies. Now notice it's starting to bubble. This bubble that's happening, that is a chemical reaction. If you look, you'll start seeing some smoke coming up. That's actually some of the chemical reactions happening
Almost
right
smells
there.
like an MRE.
It is it's getting hot. That's where you're seeing some of that steam come up.
does smell like an MRE.
I
don't think it smells like an MRE.
The liquid's getting hot. It's just not getting super hot.
Why does it smell like an MRE?
Because it's the same type of concept as the MRE. It's got a chemical reaction happening.
It just looks like really black blood.
But now, when you've got this reaction happening, let me ask you, are you going to stick your head right over it? No. Remember we talked about it. You don't stick your head directly
That's when you
over
put
it.
your phone on.
You don't sit there and let the fumes get in your face.
on this.
Right? You don't let the foams get in the fumes get right in your face. You got to watch that stuff. But we're getting right now. Look at this. This is copper now. There's aluminum foil underneath, but we're starting to get copper here.
So could we make our own copper by doing this? And
No,
basically become rich?
no, because listen up. Here's the thing. The copper is already in here. So thinking that you're going to just make copper out of nowhere isn't real. The copper is attached to the sulfate ions in here.
That just ruined my dream.
All you're doing is you're pulling the copper out, and you're putting aluminum foil in. The aluminum now is in solution. Now notice too, if you look at the liquid here, it's no longer quite as blue. It's because the copper was what was making it blue, but since the copper's now coming out of solution,
Are you really
it's losing that blue color.
Yeah, he's Instagram living. He's Instagram living it. You are too?
Why are you Instagram living it?
Because we want everybody to see
Now,
it, including Tylee.
Gently, you can put your hand on the side.
I'm not doing that.
Just tap it, put your hand on the side.
Oh, that's
See,
actually
it's starting to get hot.
Exothermic.
Exactly.
Where's Mom?
So this, listen,
Wow.
so this is an exothermic reaction. You can
Still
touch it
not what I
with
take my
foil.
showers at.
Is anybody joining down?
Nobody cares.
No, everybody, let's go. No,
This is an
everyone's on yours.
exothermic reaction.
What does my mom?
How many people are on you? Oh, your mom's on?
Now notice, see how, do we see how this, look at the watercolor, how it's almost not even blue anymore. So at this point, listen up guys.
It's like a
At
grayish
this
color.
point, we're almost out of copper in the solution there. That's why it's no longer blue. But we go like this and we pull it up and look at that. We've got copper powder. So where we had aluminum foil, we now have copper powder.
That's kind of nasty.
That looks like candy.
Can I do the elephant toothpaste?
You're looking at
one?
somebody's
pictures.
butt.
Here we go.
I want to do elephant toothpaste. Too bad. I call it. No, I already called it.
right.
I won the smarts.
Listen up.
No, you just carried
So we're going to go ahead and we're going to move this off to the
You were
side.
just quicker at
Because
doing
it's
it.
exothermic, it's creating a gas and it's creating that out. Let it stay
You
warm.
didn't carry nothing.
All right, so what kind of chemical? And it's creating heat because it is a
Exothermic. What are you
it's
doing?
an exothermic chemical. What are some things we're seeing?
videoing me.
Listen up, cadets.
Alright.
How are we? What are our hints telling us that this is a chemical
We
reaction?
didn't do anything. All we put in was salt, copper, and then aluminum foil.
Okay, so what are you watching?
Mason.
Screaming.
Okay, so it started creating smoke where there shouldn't have been any smoke. We've got a color change without putting any different colors in. We've got a color change.
Yeah.
It's starting to get hot when we didn't actually do anything to increase heat. So these are all things that are telling us that we have a chemical reaction.
You're on.
What's up, my boy?
Alright, so what happens if we were to pour it out right now?
Well, we will here in a minute, but I'm just letting you finish up here. All right, so.
Let's explode something.
All right, come back. Back up, guys.
Why?
Now we got another thing we're going to do.
MRE heat.
Where's another one of my helpers?
Do it.
What I want you to do is you're going to go ahead and fill up the water to about this very first bottle.
All we need is an MRE heater and a water bottle.
Wait, is this the elephant toothpaste one?
Nope, that's going to be the finale.
There. Yay! Can I please do it?
Now,
We're all gonna do it.
I told her, I said,
No.
so you're gonna.
okay, I want you to put a little bit of salt in there. You don't have to put a ton.
Pour the whole thing.
Chief Jones, are we gonna all do the elephant toothpaste?
We'll be in here. We'll have some stuff poured in here. We'll have different parts.
Dang it.
You put a little.
Can you
bit.
spin that
Don't
around?
look at me like that.
Wow, water and salt. I've never seen anything like it.
We are using that.
Now let me see that spoon there.
We also use salt.
All right. Now some of you guys were confused about this. If I mix salt, listen up, cadets. Some of you guys were confused on this when you turned in your homework. If I mix salt in water or sugar in water, is that a physical or chemical reaction?
Because it can come back.
Yep, it's a physical reaction. I still have salt in this solution. It didn't start becoming something else. So it is a physical reaction, not a chemical.
But
Now-
then why do we call it salt water?
It's still salt water. We didn't call it something different.
Chemical salt water.
Salty water.
All right, now. So we
The
got salt in
compound
this
blanket.
one. I'm going to pull this off to the side. I now have salt in this.
What?
Now this one here, this is silver nitrate. It's another liquid. So right now,
Oh, we're gonna make silver.
so right now, we have just a liquid with some salt in it, right? And it's in liquid form. This here is also just a liquid, silver nitrate.
I want silver. I want to sell it on the black market.
So listen up, cadets.
Aye.
If I mix two liquids, what should happen?
Just a liquid.
It should just be another liquid, and I've got a clear liquid, and it should just stay a clear liquid.
Where is it?
But if I start,
It's going white.
now if I put this silver nitrate in, and you look underneath,
Whoa.
as it goes, we start getting what's called a precipitate. Actually, you can see it as we go right here. You see white powder forming?
Yeah? Awesome. Who's in there?
Oh, sorry.
I don't remember that. Cadet.
Who's in there so far?
Look how foggy his camera
Right there.
Right?
It's not funny.
So
Zoomed in a lot.
that's silver nitrate coming out in the solution. It's becoming a precipitate.
If you guys,
What did you just do?
of course, oh, then screw that.
The cough hangs on even after the cough.
I've been alive for 6 minutes. It's just my mom. So good.
Should, like, position it somewhere in this room where nobody
My mom does like that.
So we're starting to get that powder in there. You can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it. Tell your mom she's hot.
Okay.
Hey,
I know.
We need to, like,
Better she hears it than me than doubt it. Dude, it says duty down there.
that's for the elephant.
It says duty.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, dude. It says oh. It says oh. Yeah, dude, tell me.
So if I put a little more in there, let's see.
Man, why are you so nosy?
Now, if that was warm water, this reaction would do what? Would it go faster or slower?
Is it cold?
Yep. It's just
No,
cold
it's just
water.
room temperature water.
So if you look, I'm going to show you. You can see
we should go put it in the microwave.
all that powder coming in.
Still living.
Yeah.
Why are you living so much?
Because
we're teenagers, that's what we do.
I'm just gonna put this on my channel.
Instagram.
Is this Cassidy joined yet?
I like Facebook.
that white stuff.
This is a chemical reaction. It forms a precipitate. Two liquids started forming a solid precipitate. So the chemical is starting to form a solid precipitate.
I like that.
I got my phone back.
You guys see this? It's forming a solid precipitate in there.
I got my phone back.
Well, come over. Two liquids made a solid.
Well, look at that.
I called it. Wait, I called it.
Yeah, now our copper, that's been sitting here going a little more.
Has that changed?
Look at all this copper powder we've got now.
Can I have some?
And if you dry it out, it's just like the copper powder, just like if you ground down a penny, it looks the same.
Can I have some of that? I'm
Well,
sorry.
if you ground down the
We'll
outside
see
of
if
a penny.
I'll filter it out and we'll see what we have when it's done.
Got your iPhone 6s Plus. Dude, my mom or my dad's gonna buy an iPhone XS Max
All right.
next month.
Now we're gonna blow something up.
Max.
Now we'll blow something up.
My mom's buying an XR so I get his iPhone 7 Plus.
All right, so this next one here.
With not a messed up camera.
This next one here.
You still have Rose.
Do you want me to go fix the water?
No, wait, just a second. I want to keep it warm, okay? Now, this next one's elephant toothpaste. Now, I'll be honest. I've never made this before. So we'll see how this works. Now, when you see it really explode up, that's a high concentration of peroxide.
What happens if we touch the stuff that goes up?
It'll
It's just-
burn you.
So that's what I was about to get to. So peroxide, this here that she's bought, the medical kind, this is just 3%. Listen
I was
up.
gonna say, doesn't have to be higher percent peroxide.
To make it really blow up. Yeah, the more peroxide, the better. Cadets! Now what's happening in this next one,
My mom yelled at me.
why don't you look here? Because this is what we're going to be talking about next week. Peroxide is H2O2. Okay? Now, when we mix this all up, what is happening is for every 2 H2O2, so every 2 peroxide atoms or molecules, every time we get that, we break it down, it becomes 2 H2Os and 2 oxygens, so water and oxygen. So what's happening is we put the peroxide in, right?
Stop.
And we're going to go ahead and put some food coloring and some soap. Listen up.
I am a squirrel.
We're going to put some
I'll turn you
peroxide
into
in,
a
some
woman.
food coloring, and
How
some
about
soap.
that?
Then we go ahead and put some yeast in there, and the yeast, the catalase in there acts as a catalyst, and it causes the breakdown of that H2O2 into H2O
Say hi
and
to the
oxygen.
cameras.
So those bubbles that come
Hi,
up,
camera.
cadets,
Hi.
keep playing. I'm going to make you turn them off. Whenever it comes up and it shoots up, what is happening is that breakdown is producing those oxygen bubbles. Now those oxygen bubbles are just getting trapped in the soap bubbles and they come up. So when it comes up like that and it's flying up, that's all that is water and soap with oxygen inside the bubbles. That's all it is. So it's not dangerous. It will not hurt if you touch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can touch it.
Although, whoever I have go ahead and pour this in
I want to do it.
is going to be wearing gloves, goggles, and an
I volunteer
apron.
as tribute. I volunteer as tribute.
Mhm.
No, you
Why don't you let
Now,
she let Solomon do it?
yeah.
You should let John see
So
it.
she's helping me with the water. Who was my other? Who was one of my other winners for the?
I was, but
No, not the game. The
Oh, I didn't.
Okay, so what I want you to do, very carefully.
Solomon offers
I want you
his
to put
tribute.
enough in here to go to about like right in here,
Oh,
because
that's
I
tiny.
don't know how far this is gonna go.
It won't hit the ceiling.
It probably
I
won't.
want it.
I want it to hit the ceiling.
Well, I need
Okay, no, I
you
don't
need a
want
higher percentage of peroxide, and I don't have that percentage.
I got
only
a
have
cut on
this.
my wrist. Can we put some on that? Oh. Well, not my
Can I
wrist.
put some on my finger? Dude, that would freaking burn your skin.
You know, the hydrogen peroxide doesn't
Hydrogen
burn unless it's
peroxide does
outside.
not burn your skin.
It burns cuts.
Let me see my stick.
If it's-
All right, listen up, cadets.
Hi.
What are we doing with the phones over there?
They're playing.
They're just doing recording. Yeah, they're just
Yeah,
recording.
they look like
Posting on
recording.
their story. Yeah, we're just recording.
Okay, what color do we want to try? I've got,
Red.
I got red.
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 Who wants red? Raise your hand.
Do it till it's pink.
1,
No,
2,
let's do
3,
blue.
4, 5, 6. Who wants blue?
I know.
1, 2, 3. Who wants yellow?